from Royal Communications Incorporated. The pleasant good morning. Welcome to King's Newsroom. 45 minutes of accurate, balanced, incredible news about Liberia and the rest of our one world. Today is Friday, August 29, 2025. My name is Cornelius Johnson. Story top in the headlines this morning. Lawrence Gay, LDEA field agent or officer who is heard arguing in a leak audio with the agency deputy director for operations over release of drug dealers, have expressed fear for his life. Gay accuses his boss of hiring thugs to assassinate him for releasing the audio. Press Union of Liberia officially dedicates new head office in Sinkor as PUR President Julius Kanuba discloses plans for the construction of the union's national headquarters. President Joseph Walker dismisses LDA Director General Anthony Swa and his two deputies after a leak audio implicates the agency deputy director for operations to the release of drug dealers. Away from Liberia, 7 migrants deported from the U.S. have arrived in Rwanda, the first of 250 expected to be taken in by the African state under a new deal reached with President Donald Trump administration. And a nephew of Equatorial Guinea President Teodoro Newman, who was at the center of a sex tape scandal last year, has been sentenced to 8 years in prison for embezzlement. The news bulletin voices of the newsmakers are all packaged in this edition of the program. We take a very short break to be right back. Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency officers identified as Lawrence Gay has alleged death threats from his boss, Deputy Director for Operations, following leak audio. In an interview with Kings FM, Officer Gay, a field officer at the LDA, claims he and his family lives are under threat following the release of an explosive audio recording involving him and the Deputy Director for Operations. Gay alleges that his boss, angered by the public release of the audio, has been retaliating by sharing his personal contact information with unknown individuals who are now calling him with threats to kill him and harm his family. According to Gay, the dispute began after he and his team arrested the deputy director's daughters with illegal drugs. He claims that his superior called him directly and instructed him not to release the audio and denied the authenticity of the audio that captured the conversation. The Press Union of Liberia has officially dedicated its new head office on Nan Street in Sinkor after nearly 24 years being hosted on Clay Street in Monrovia. During the colorful dedication of the new head office, several Liberian journalists, a number of government officials, and civil society actors were seen in attendance. Speaking at the dedication, PUR President Julius Kanuba told members of the Press Union and invited guests that his leadership is prepared to embark on the construction of the union's national headquarters. According to him, building a headquarters will enhance the union's institutional dignity and infrastructural upgrade. Julius also rallied the support of PUR members for the construction of the national headquarters, adding that the union have since secured a land on 12th Street in Sinkor on which their headquarters will be built. The PUR president at the same time appreciates AML and the Liberia National Police for what he called AML and LMP substantial support towards the union acquiring a new head office. President Joseph Walker has, with immediate effect, dismissed 3 top government officials of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency over what the executive marshal terms as administrative reasons. Dismissed officials of the LDA includes the agency Director General Anthony Swa, Deputy Director General for Administration Gwen Kukwa and Deputy Director General for Operations Sebastian Farr. President Boaka's dismissal of the three LDA officials follows recent leak audio which implicates the agency Deputy Director General for Operations to ordering the release of his daughter who was arrested along with other drug dealers during a ghetto raid. This is the second time in less than 2 years the Liberian leader have dismissed officials of the LDA due to what is believed to be conflict of interest among top officials of the LDA in a fight against drug smuggling and abuse. Following the dismissals of the three officials of the LDA, President Boakai has appointed an interim management team to steer the affairs of the LDA's pending further actions and the appointment of a new management team. Those appointed includes Faz Jaro Biako of the Liberia National Police Officer in Charge, Ernest Tape, Assistant Director for Special Services, National Security Agency to serve as Deputy for Administration and Investigation, and Patrick Kamuzu of the Liberia National Police to serve as Deputy for Operations. Drug smuggling and abuse remain high across Liberia, causing the loss of several lives. Chief Justice Yamin Kwekwebeze Thursday launched the long-anticipated verification and credential audit for judges, magistrates, and judicial staffers at the Temple of Justice. In remarks at the launch, Chief Justice Beze describes the verification and credential audits as a bold step towards restoring the tarnished image of Liberia's judiciary. According to Chief Justice, the credential audit will be a comprehensive review of the academic, professional, and ethical qualifications of all judicial personnel from magistrates to administrative staff. He added that the process is aimed at his commitment towards reform at the judiciary, especially in transparency and accountability. Criminal Court Aide George Roosevelt Willie has rescheduled the arson case for Tuesday, September 2, 2025, after prosecuting lawyers surrender all pieces of evidence to the defense team on the eve to the trial. George Willie's decision, according to our judicial correspondent, was due to a submission made to the court by defense lead lawyer, Councillor Watkins Wright, that they needed more time to peruse the voluminous evidence presented to them. Councillor Wright informed the court that the purpose of the discovery of evidence is to enable the defense team to determine and weigh the quality of evidence in that either to dismiss, squash, or suppress evidence. The defense team said the evidence sealed in huge boxes was received on Wednesday late evening at about 8 p.m. But in resistance, Montserrat County Chief Prosecutor Councillor Richard Scott argued that receiving discovery at 8 p.m. is not ground for requesting more time in a matter, noting that the application was made in bad faith. The Liberian National Police has announced the dismissal of patrolmen Edwin Caesar and Stephen B. Wanawon from the Police Support Unit (PSU). The two caught on camera stealing at the former national headquarters of the CDC during the government's eviction exercise. A press statement issued Thursday noted that the decision follows an internal investigation that confirmed the officers committed criminal misconduct, abuse of authority, and other unsatisfactory conduct. The investigation carried out by the Professional Standards Division found that both officers violated LMP's rules on discipline and professional standards as outlined in the discipline regulations of 2016. According to the release, the two officers have been removed from active duty and handed over to the Criminal Service Department for further investigation and possible prosecution. The Liberia National Police says it remains committed to its mission of serving the public with professionalism, neutrality, and the respect for human rights. The Environmental Protection Agency of Liberia, in partnership with the UNDP and GEF, has launched a 2-day training workshop in Greenville, Sino County. The training is aimed at strengthening the resilience of vulnerable coastal communities. Participants of the training come from Sino, Maryland, Grand Coup, and Riverside counties, areas considered as increasingly affected by sea level rising, erosion, and biodiversity loss. Activities of the 2-day workshop led by Dr. Justin Akan Kali, an international training consultant, will cover climate change theory, biodiversity impact, coastal resource mapping, and conflict prevention. Other facilities Other facilitators are engaging participants on integrated coastal zones management, inclusive planning, and social economic issues affecting women, children, and persons with disabilities. The workshop provides tools and strategies for climate adaptation, including participatory planning, biodiversity monitoring, and sustainable coastal governance. It is key to focus on promotion of inclusive engagement to ensure all community members benefit from resilience efforts. Montreal County District Acting Representative Edward Flomo has accused members of the executive of misappropriating national resources to finance their personal projects and political activities. Speaking Thursday, Flomo said a huge number of government officials residing in his district who previously had limited means of handling money for themselves are now using state funds to construct private homes and distribute money in an effort to undermine his leadership. According to him, those officials are stealing government money to fight against him, further bragging of being financially strong, adding that no government official can destroy his political career. He emphasized that he has always been financially stable even before his election and insisted he would not rely on government funds to develop his district. A 14-year-old 12th grader at the Carver Baptist Church school system, Marcus Gallieni, is appealing to the government and humanitarians for a scholarship to further his studies after completion of high school. Marcus, in an interview Thursday, expressed his desire of becoming a medical doctor. The school administration have described the 14-year-old 12th grader as brilliant. And Bon County Panther District Police Inspector Jacob Vamoun has died as a result of tragic motor accident on the Ganta Highway. Local police authorities in the county confirmed the incident happened on the night of Wednesday, August 27, at 5 East Junction in Banga. Bon County Acting Police Commander Chris Gondo said Inspector Vamoun was riding a motorbike from Ganta Highway when he collided with a green pickup truck coming from Monrovia. Prior to his death, he was rushed to the CB Dunbar Hospital in Banga, where health authorities pronounced him dead. The pickup truck reportedly fled the scene before police arrived. The vehicle has been impounded and is now held at the LMP headquarters in Banga. As a result of the tragic accident, police have urged drivers along the Bong to Monrovia route to respect traffic rules and speed limits. Far East Junction, the accident scene, is among areas that lacks a strong police presence due to a shortage of officers despite its history of frequent accidents. The news bulletin will take a very short break. When we come back, we'll bring you the voices of the newsmakers. Indeed, if you just joining us, is a reminder you are in tune to King's Newsroom for the 5 minutes of accurate, balanced, incredible news about Liberia and the rest of our one world. Today is Friday, August 29, 2025. One of our top stories this morning: President Joseph Boakai dismisses LDA Director General Anthony Sua and his two deputies days after A leaked audio implicates the agency deputy director for operations to the release of drug dealers. Let's now bring you voices of the newsmakers. The Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency officer identified as Lawrence Gay has alleged death threats from his boss, deputy director for operations, following leaked audio. In an interview with King's FM, Officer Gay, a field officer at the LDA, claims he and his family lives are on threat following the release of an explosive audio recording involving him and the deputy director for operations. Gay alleges that his boss, angered by the public release of the audio, has been retaliating by sharing his personal contact information with unknown individuals who are now calling him with threats to kill him and harm his family.
Well, I probably see another call tonight again, sir. They say, people are going to my hall, they're asking for me in the community.
Oh, they stay asking for you in the community?
Yeah, people are when the community, they're not asking for me.
So you say your family are now home, you say you're now home?
Yeah, my family now, my wife, my children, I told them from the work. You my brother in your yard. Yeah.
People still calling you, people going to your house asking whether you get.
Yeah, I will only now say my brother started calling me. So he said, oh, man, you are asking for you. So then you're not getting all the time.
But have you called your. No, I'm asking you whether you are called Anthony Saw about what happening to you in the incident.
The person I call, you are 02 I call, I told him this morning. So he said, I'm there to go to the office, then they will see what to do.
Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow now, I won't take the air with her before going to the office.
But I hope you stay where you are, you stay because your life matters.
Yeah, I lead the entire community.
So what's the daughter?
I think that man, he took the gas from us. Take the daughter from us. I think there is a joke for the embarrassing part that when they make it and they disrobe me, took my uniform, took my boots. The money I had on me, I told them that later on I started forcing door. I had a brother in the community, but I said no, but they arrest other people in the children because they arrested how you disgracing the man. But when I allowed the car will not go. The high put me down. Putting me down now, my money level is down. I said no, but I need my money the money Wednesday, I'm getting me money. And then give me 2,000 about all of 13,000. So I started raising attention, but I'm not commander was afraid to Lawrence forget it, then he go. I had that then. Now he called me. Yesterday he called me my other number. So my man, I beg you, know what you do for me. And when you go by all air and we bought the statement said that I you myself were talking. If you do that, I got something for you. So I told him, but nobody can be. So I discussed with my other friends said, no, don't do it, you do it, taking rid of yourself. So from yesterday now, he call him again, answer his call.
Yeah, because he first of all denied that particular recording that is an AI recording. He can't remember talking with you on issues about his daughter. In fact, people are doing it to get rid of him from the LDA. The police are undermining him. That's why he said on the radio.
After the man said, my brother, he said, drove the car to the office. The Kevin said, drove the car to the office. And he wanted, I think, a in the car.
A few agents at the LDA, Lawrence Gay, they're alleging death threats from his boss, deputy director for operations, following leaked audio. He spoke with King's FM on yesterday. The Press Union of Liberia has officially dedicated its new head office on Nash Street after nearly 24 years being hosted on Clay Street in Monrovia. During the colorful dedication of the new head office, several Liberian journalists, a number of government officials, and civil society actors were seen in attendance. Speaking at the dedication, PUR President Julius Kanuba told members of the Press Union and invited guests that his leadership is prepared to embark on the construction of the Union National Headquarters. According to him, building a headquarters will enhance the Union's institutional dignity and infrastructural upgrade.
So on today, one of the major purposes of this occasion is not only to dedicate our new head office, but it is also to announce to the membership that we are ready to construct our headquarters. We can build our own headquarters.
Yes, we can.
The Stanton P. Bowling Media House. So this is a simple idea we have, drawing on the work of the previous leaderships We know the history of the PUL construction. We know what happened. Just recently, when I met Minister Pia and was discussing with him about some issues towards the construction, he said, "What happened to that?" I'm not going to be right, but he said, "What happened to the 100,000?" Right? It is on us. Just before coming out, I was reading an article of Mr. Frank Tiwala. Frank was asking us about accountability of the 100,000 to bring back the integrity of the union. We know all of the stories, the debates. Our administration, we believe collectively as a union, the tax is upon us to build our new headquarters. We must start by generating resources before going outside. To this end, we've worked with the former leaderships of our union. We have different categories of contributions that all of us will have to make. For example, now individual contribution, the diamond donors, right? Some of us here will let diamond, and when you check, at least we get gold ring or diamond something, right? For instance, you can contribute 1,000 United States dollars or above, and the idea is to have a plaque, right? Where when you contribute 1,000, all of you who contributed 1,000, the names will be on that particular.
He's the president of the President of Liberia, Julius Kanba. They're speaking at the dedication of the PUL's new head office in Sinkor. Chief Justice Yamin Kwekwebweze on Thursday launched the long anticipated verification and credentials audit for Georgia's magistrates and judicial staffers at the Temple of Justice. In remarks at the launch, Chief Justice Weze described the verification and credential audits as a bold step towards restoring the tarnished image of Liberia's judiciary. According to the Chief Justice, the credential audit will be a comprehensive review of academic, professional, and ethical qualifications of all judicial personnel, from magistrates to administrative staff.
We're confident with our vision to reform the judiciary. We begin embark on the crucial initiative to ensure the integrity and accuracy of our personnel and their credentials. This audit and verification further will prepare us to achieve the highest standard of ethics and accountability. The judicial branch of government is an integrity institution. So, to release the perception of corruption within the judiciary, we must do so something and ensure that our credentials align with our respective assignments for the efficiency and maximum productivity of the judiciary. Let us together make sure this process is successful. With all of us, please cooperate. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Director General himself, who magnanimously agreed to perform this duty through. Government does not provide money for that, but they agree to do it for us through the passport.
Chief Justice Yamin Weze, they're speaking. The Environmental Protection Agency of Liberia, in partnership with the UNDP and GEF, has launched a 2-day training workshop in Greenville, Sino County. The training is aimed at strengthening the resilience of vulnerable coastal communities. The participants of the training come from Sino, Maryland, Grand Crew, and Riverside counties, areas considered as increasingly affected by sea level rising, erosion, and biodiversity loss. Activities of the 2-day workshop, led by Dr. Justin Akankali, an international training consultant, will cover climate change theory, biodiversity impacts, coastal resource mapping, and conflict prevention.
I'm Professor Justin Akankali. I'm a professor of environmental studies and climate change. And by virtue of the program we're running here today, I'm the lead facilitator for the training of the focal points and the working group for environmental resilience for vulnerable coastal communities in the 9 coastal counties of Liberia, for which we are here in Greenville to train this group of persons for the southeastern states, which include Riverside County, uh, Sino County, Maryland County, and Grand Creek County. The first thing is that there is this challenge is a global one for which Liberia is not insulated, being a country with a vast coastline and vast coastal resources and communities. The impact of climate change is actually affecting all the coastal counties in Liberia, affecting the infrastructure, affecting the biodiversity. Awareness is created, and they are empowered with the requisite knowledge to be able to, live through climate change impact, its consequences, and as much as
Montreal County District 13 Representative Edward Flomo has accused members of the executive of misappropriating national resources to finance their personal projects and political activities. Speaking Thursday, Flomo said a huge number of government officials residing in his district who previously had limited means of handling money for themselves are now using state funds to construct private homes and distribute money in an effort to undermine his leadership. According to him, those officials are stealing government money to fight against him, further bragging of being financially strong, adding that no government official can destroy his personal or political career.
The roof. The fence are cover the entire roof. Today they don't have nothing, but they are using government state and government state money to pay the roof. Today they are seeking for government to give people money. But the good thing about it, the man you want to fight, the man is financially so I don't need to wait for government money. I don't need to wait for state resources. Hello, I don't need to wait for government state resources before I carry on development in the district. I have been financially so before entering the race. Entering the race, and defeated the two people political party when Broom defeated one of the party. I will say maintenance now. We are challenging issues.
Montreal County District 13 Representative Edward Flomo, there speaking. A 14-year-old 12th grade student at the Cathedral Baptist Church school system, Marcus Ganihini, is appealing to government and humanitarian organizations for scholarship to further his studies after completion of high school. Marcus, in an interview Thursday, expressed his desire of becoming a medical doctor. The school administration have since described the 14-year-old 12th grade student as brilliant.
I am 14 years. I came to this school in the academic year 2023-2024. The environment is very good, and I think this is one of the best schools in the Republic of Liberia. I want to tell my friends let them take their lesson very serious. They shouldn't take their playing business serious over their lesson because education is the key to success. I passed through a tough process, and I'm a man. I can study. I study Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Yeah, sometimes when my quizzing coach come here, sometimes we study and I go home, I carry my book with me. I study quizzing for 30 minutes, I study my note for 45 minutes. While in the 11th grade, I choose my class with the average of 89, and now in the 12th grade, I want to become a medical doctor. I have passion for it. My best subject is biology. If someone will help me anyway, I want to tell my colleagues that let them lead too much of Facebook and TikTok business and focus on their lesson. Yeah, my relationship with my instructor is very good. I love all my instructors. I want to tell them, government Labrador, that they should please help me when I graduate from high school for me to go to university.
A 14 years 12th grade student at the Cathedral Baptist Church school system, they're appealing to government and humanitarians for scholarship to further his studies after completion of high school. Broom County Panther District Police Inspector Jacob Famon has died as a result of a tragic motor accident on the Ganta Highway. Local police authorities in the country confirmed the incident happened on the night of Wednesday, August 27, at the Far East Junction in Banga. Bon County Acting Police Commander Chris Gondo said Inspector Vamun was riding a motorbike from Ganda Highway when he collided with a green pickup truck coming from Monrovia.
Another tragedy accident tonight in Banga City, Bon County, and they circulated down on the spot. They say so sorry for us. Well, he seemed to be the police. I see the policeman. The man of police. A police. My goodness. A policeman. Amule can carry men now. My goodness. Men are policemen.
A highlight of the scene of the accident there on the Banga Monrovia Highway. Away from home now, 7 migrants deported from the U.S. have arrived in Rwanda, the first of 250 expected to be taken in by the African state under a deal reached with President Donald Trump's administration. The government spokesperson said the first group of 7 vetted migrants have arrived in Rwanda in mid-August. She gave no details about their nationalities, only explaining that 4 of them will remain in Rwanda, with 3 opting to return to their home countries. Red Goose have warned that such deportations could breach international laws if people are sent to countries where they risk torture or other abuses. Trump has focused on sweeping mass deportation scheme to remove undocumented migrants from the U.S. since starting his second term in January. And a nephew of Equatorial Guinea's President Teodoro Nyong'ma, who was at the center of a sex tape scandal last year, has been sentenced to 8 years in prison for embezzlement. Baltasar Igunga, the former head of the National Financial Investigation Agency, diverted money for personal use, a court has ruled. Nicknamed Bello because of his good looks, the married Igondo gained notoriety last year when he appeared in a leak videos having sex with different women, many of them wives and relatives of people close to the center of power. To end this news, let's now recap the headlines. Lawrence Gay, LDA field officer who is heard arguing in a leaked audio with the agency deputy director for operations over release of drug dealers, have expressed fear for his life. Gay accuses his boss of hiring thugs to assassinate him for releasing the audio. Press Union of Liberia officially dedicates new head office in Cinco as PUR President Julius Kanubak discloses plans for the construction of the UN's national headquarters. President Joseph Boakai dismisses LDA Director General Anthony Swa and his 2 deputies days after a leaked audio implicates the agency deputy director for operations to the release of drug dealers. Away from Liberia, 7 migrants deported from the U.S. have arrived in Rwanda, the first of 250 expected to be taken in by the African state on a deal reached with President Donald Trump's administration. And a nephew of Equatorial Guinea's President Teodoro Nyong'ma, who was at the center of a sex tape scandal last year, has been sentenced to 8 years in prison for embezzlement. Many thanks to all of our contributors, editors, and reporters who helped in making this edition of King's Newsroom our sources. Join us this afternoon at 1 p.m. for another edition of the program on behalf of the entire team. My name is Cornelius Johnson. Many thanks for listening and watching. Good morning.